Okay, friend of the channel, Cyberboy has posted a new video discussing GTA 6 rumors, delays, all of that. And as always, you should go subscribe to him. Does a lot of good coverage, not just of GTA, but also of a lot of other games, whether it's Mind's Eye. He's also done a lot of deep dives on other games that ended up being fake. Like one of my favorites that he did was this video on the fake AI generated Titanic game that was going viral on Instagram. It's absolutely crazy, but you should go watch his videos. Really, really good. Okay. We're going to look at this one because he goes through some rumors and speculation around GTA 6 being delayed again. And here's the deal. GTA 6, massive game, tons of money on the line. Absolutely. Was originally slated to come out at some point this year. Most people expected it to be winter or holiday season this year. It was delayed out of that period into May of next year and given a specific date, which typically like 2K or not 2K, Take-Two and Rockstar only do if they're really confident. But it is also important to just remember that this is not the first time that delays have happened. Okay. So if we look at the example of Red Dead Redemption 2. So this one 8 years ago, October 2016, and so all these things got delayed slowly and booped out of their initial windows. You see at the end of this, it splashes the logo. Fall of 2017 was the original release date for Red Dead 2. It wouldn't come out until a year later. The trailer number 3 is when we actually can see the final release date, which was October 26th. But things got delayed multiple times. That's just what happens with Rockstar games. If they need more time, they get it. That's just how this works. So a lot of people have speculated that maybe they're going to delay GTA 6 one more time to that like October range late next year to get the holiday craze and excitement, to polish it up just a tad bit more and double up on that. I'm up for either one of these conclusions, but we're going to see in this video some of the rumors, some of the people that have been talking about this and reason why some people think it's being delayed. What I will say is I recently spoke to somebody who works in the industry on the publishing side and is like pretty high up in the publishing side, manages hundreds of millions of dollars worth of projects at any given moment. And he said he does not think it's delaying at all. He said he used to work with some of the guys that are over there right now. And he's like, they're confident. They're confident. So he doesn't think it's happening and he knows what he's doing. So I'm going into this a little skeptical, but let's see what Cyberboy dug up.
So I woke up this morning to being tagged in many different posts and I thought the world was ending, but no, that's not the case yet anyway. But there's been some rumors and murmuring that GTA 6 could get delayed to the end of next year, or possibly would get delayed to the end of next year. Now, there's a few things that I want to cover in today's video, and I want to make it very clear that I don't want to make this video like a fear-mongering video. It shouldn't be like that. I want to give you the information that I have that's at least as accurate as I think it could be, because the truth is no one really knows if it's going to be delayed, but I think it's important that we at least explore the what ifs, whys, and possibilities, because I'm a GTA 6 channel and it's only right that I cover it. So without further ado, let's just get right into it.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to remember that even on the dev side, like there was reports that when AC Shadows got delayed to Valentine's Day, that the people at the studio working on it didn't know until the public announcement was made. Like they were in the studio working on the game thinking they had like a matter of weeks to finish it. And then they checked Twitter and they saw, oh, has our game been delayed? And then they check their email and they're like, oh God, no, yeah, I guess it has. Okay, interesting. But they found out at the same time as everybody else. So usually the only people that are making these decisions are the people really high up, and they're the people that are very high in the chain of command, and they don't tend to let it leak or slip earlier than that if they don't need to.
Where did all of these rumors start and where are we getting this information from? Well, personally, I don't think this is really tangible enough to report on, but it has sent Twitter into a frenzy, so clearly enough people are listening to it. This came from Tom Henderson, who is the editor-in-chief of Insider Gaming. Now, Insider Gaming is a massive gaming publication, and they publish things about games all of the time, and of course, they do actually have some inside sources, and they have been correct on numerous predictions in the past about other games, and of course, Tom Henderson in the gaming space is widely regarded as a decent, if not great, source of information when it comes to many games, including games like Grand Theft Auto. Now, he recently did the Insider Gaming podcast. Now, I'm going to play you 2 clips of what he had to say, but we'll start off with the first one.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think that it is going to release in May. For some reason, I just cannot see GTA 6 releasing in May. You know, all the rumblings and so on just doesn't seem to suggest it. Not good enough to corroborate it, reports on it. So
now, in this first clip, he said once again, he's been hearing like murmurings and rumors, and he hasn't stated where they've come from. We can probably assume that that's come from Rockstar.
I mean, I will say that he does have a lot of connections. He does know what he's doing. Some of his reporting is more in-depth than others. Like, for example, I think he's got a very, very high-level contact within Ubisoft who's, like, kind of disgruntled. Different word. Because he's gotten, for example, previous reporting on, like, high-level discussions at Ubisoft that I would think you'd only get if you were, like, in the corporate office in Paris. So like there's some instances where he really does have really high level sources. In other instances, I think he's operating like with a lot of other people with smaller whispers and rumblings from other people. Oh, I talked to this guy who talked to this guy and he told me at a bar that this was going on because he has a friend that works there. And so it's hard to like really make anything actionable off of it. And at this point, I think that if they're going to delay GTA 6 again, you got to remember, this is one of the biggest entertainment products in human history, and it is expected to generate like $4, $5, $6 billion in revenue over its first 4 quarters. So it is expected to make so much money that it will basically single-handedly control the movements of Take-Two Interactive stock. It also has a heavy implication for console companies like Sony and for Microsoft with, of course, the Xboxes and even some PC hardware, because they're expecting when GTA 6 launches that you're going to see a huge influx of people buying consoles for the first time, therefore also buying secondary games. So you buy into the PS5 generation for the first time, you're probably also going to buy a copy of Call of Duty, or maybe you're also going to buy a copy of, that game Ghost of Yotei that came out 6 months ago. And so you're going to see a lot of increased spending out of nowhere. So if they're going to delay GTA 6, it is a piece of information that if you had it, you could make a lot of money on. Because, like, for example, if I saw, and I don't trade video game stocks for this reason because it's a conflict of interest, but let's say I'm just a dude, okay? I'm not a YouTuber with sources and connections. If I found out somehow, I had a dream, a vision, and I found out that GTA 6 was about to be delayed out of the fiscal year, which is what going to the fall would be, I would then short the ever-living crap out of Take-Two Interactive the week that GTA 6 is set to release, because when it's delayed, you're going to see the stock dip and then it's going to pick back up and it'll recover. It'll be fine, but you could make a lot of money off of it if you know what's happening. So they're going to be super, super tight-lipped. And I think that you're also going to see like developers will not know if it's being delayed. It is a decision being made by very, very high up people, I think. So even if developers are like, I think we might get a delay, I would not trust them, because I think that they probably would not know either. It's something that only like the game's directors, upper level producers would actually know. And I think they'd keep everybody else in the dark.
We really don't know, and I think going anything beyond speculation at this point would be very stupid. The truth is that every single game that Rockstar work on, and pretty much most employees at Rockstar, feel like games won't be ready in time. This was the case even up to the release of Red Dead Redemption 2, 3 weeks before launch. I know people that worked at Rockstar during that period that didn't feel the game was ready to come out, and they thought the game was going to get pushed back again, and it didn't. Now, if the person he spoke to at Rockstar is, senior manager management or manages a certain department or team, maybe there's a lot more weight to it than someone that maybe started a couple of weeks ago. But once again, we really don't know. And at this point, it's far too early to say whether Rockstar would need to delay the game yet. They won't even know themselves. We usually hear about delays around 5 to 6 months before the given release date. And that's when Rockstar has to make an executive decision about whether they need to delay the game further. Now, there is a second clip, which I'll play for you right now.
For me personally, I think we're looking at October.
That's what I was thinking.
And then it allows them to obviously get the holiday sales.
Now, once again, there's nothing about this that I generally disagree with. Of course, the holiday period is fantastic for Rockstar, and they're not missing out on the holiday period by releasing in May. Pre-orders could be opening in December of this year, and they would make a metric ton of money from that. Then, of course, they would have the holiday season next year as well. The thing is, and I know I big up Rockstar and I'm a Rockstar-based channel and all of this, but I think it's fair to say that the holiday season for Rockstar probably wouldn't make a significant difference to GTA 6's sales. Not enough to really report on or to really change whether investors dump money into the business. I think the holiday season argument maybe is a little bit less relevant for Rockstar than it is for other developers. And I don't think that's a controversial take.
Will GTA 6 perform tangibly better if it releases in October, November versus May? That's a fair question. Honestly, I think GTA 6 performs well regardless, but I could see that having an impact on the overall adoption into the next generation. So for example, people who are not on PS5 or Xbox Series consoles, they are still playing on PS4s and Xbox 360s and Xbox Ones and PS3s and an old PC or something. And they know that they want to get into the next gen of console gaming with GTA 6. But during the holiday period, I could find that being an easier expense to justify. Spending a crap ton of money on consoles right before the summer starts might be a little harder to justify for some people, but if it's like the holiday expense, you can buy it for your spouse or for your kids as their Christmas present, and I could see that happening. But then you could also just say that that's going to happen regardless. If you launch in May, people will still buy it for Christmas 6 months later. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, they'll just buy it 6 months later. So I don't think it makes that big of a difference, but you better believe that they have done a lot of research into that and dug into it a lot. So they're not going to leave much to the imagination. I think they're going to make a decision based on stats and data that we do not have access to, Yeah. All of this to say, I don't think releasing in the holiday versus May has that massive on impact on the game in the grand scheme of things over the course of the first 4 quarters of it, because again, you got to balance it out. Yes, you can delay it till October and get maybe added Q1 of its life cycle sales through the holiday season. But in order to do that, you are delaying it out of the fiscal year. So then the finances for the previous fiscal year are worse. And that has all sorts of things like tax implications. It has implications on your net operating loss carry forwards and how you're balancing those. It's not as simple as just push it back a few months to get some more copies. It has major effects elsewhere,
I'm going to be waiting to Christmas to get it. And maybe that affects some children's sales of the game. But once again, the UK's
not in the UK, man. He's about to go into the UK, but yeah, the UK, they're doing all sorts of crazy age verification stuff. Man, you guys gave us crap for the whole tea thing. Oh, you don't want to pay taxes on tea. Now, I bet you're wishing you just let us have our tea, because you guys can't do nothing. Can't do nothing without signing in, doing facial scan verification to log into Discord. It's ridiculous. What happened, man? What happened? It's fine. VPN success. Dude, that's the thing. They're trying to ban VPNs now too. Yeah. Yeah. We had somebody in chat from the UK who's like, yeah, no, they're starting to work on legislation to ban VPNs as well. It's like they're just speed running how to get every young person in the country to hate you. It really is amazing.
One of the bigger markets for Rockstar games, and with age verification most people that are going to be buying the game are going to be buying it with their own money, not a parent's purchase. So of course, some more contextual information is given before we need to really think if there's a delay or not. Now, I just want to play devil's advocate and assume that there is a delay. I think we should have a conversation about the scenario in which the game would be delayed. Now, looking at the general feedback that I'm seeing on Twitter, well, mainly because it's on Twitter, but a lot of people are very angry that if Rockstar delay the game, they're not going to buy the game anymore. Anyone that's going to lie to themselves and pretend.
Yeah, I mean, that's clearly BS. I mean, anybody who's like, if they delay it, I'm done. I'm not buying it. Get over yourself. You're buying it. Like, shut up. Especially if they've gone to the trouble of writing that on a GTA focused page and they're like watching. It's like, do you really think the CEO of Take-Two Interactive, Strauss Zelnick, is going to be like, they're telling us they need more time. It's not polished. We need to take more time to fix it up. But MILF Banger 69 just said that he's not going to buy it if we do it. If we delay it. MILF Banger 4-star hands. We've got to put it out. Do you really think that's what's going to happen? No, nobody cares.
Pretend that they're going to avoid having years of fun because Rockstar decided to delay the game. You're not just lying for yourself, you're rage baiting. The game will sell, you'll play it, and we will all buy it and probably really, really enjoy it. But if they do delay the game and there are some causes behind that, what could those causes be? Well, it's not going to be Rockstar trying to spite their fans. It's not because Rockstar hate their fans. If Rockstar delay the game, it either really comes down to two major key things. One, the game isn't ready and Rockstar want to give us the best experience possible because the best experience possible will help not just sell the game, but make online and all the other components of Grand Theft Auto games more successful long-term financially. Next is a business decision. If Take-Two Interactive decide that the release is too close to another release that they have coming out and it conflicts too hard where the other franchise would lose too much money by releasing maybe in the same week or two as Rockstar games, then there may be instances there where the game would get pushed back. But in reality, that's probably less likely out of the two. And I think a good friend of the channel, Project Vice, put it best in his recent tweet. Rockstar's original statement when they announced the first delay was this: the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations. And Project Vice followed this up with a very good point. If they delay it again, it won't be because releasing it in the holiday period will be to maximize sales, but to give us, the fans, the best GTA 6 experience possible. And for all
Well, and the fact that they targeted May 26th to begin with was because they were satisfied with the potential projections and sales that gave them. So when they went to investors and they went to the shareholders meetings, they were able to defend that point. And one interesting thing is that like the investors are not too concerned about the May window. So I don't think that there's going to be this like massive delay just because they're like, we forgot about Christmas, spaced it. Totally forgot. Nobody told me Black Friday was happening again this year. Like that didn't happen. Instead, it would be because it needs more time to polish. And if that's the case, you should thank them for the delay instead of forcing it out, you know?
The hating and bashing of Rockstar about how they're a money-making machine and they sold out, whatever that even means. But all of these different claims about Rockstar in a negative light, the truth is Rockstar do genuinely care about their fans. In all of their games over the years, they have tried to make a game that sells, obviously for a financial benefit, but to give us a good experience. If we enjoy playing the game and have a good experience, they sell more games. It's in Rockstar's best interest to act in our best interest. Now, obviously, that's deviated a little bit at Grand Theft Auto Online. I think that it's slightly grindy in some aspects when it comes to the monetization side of the platform. But at the same time, that is something that they're going to try and revise and rework on for GTA 6. And that's something that we've seen very clear signs of with the way that they're looking at introducing like server meshing and stuff like that. They're good.
Or it'll be way worse, way more monetized. They're going to be like, ooh, Star Citizen, let's try that. I don't know. I think like all of this at the end of the day, if it really does just come down to debates over Tom Henderson and insinuations on delays, like Tom feels inclined to believe that sorry, some of these are funny. Tom seems to be of the mind that releasing in May doesn't make sense because they miss out on holiday sales. But I'm like, they already would have considered that with the original announcement of the delay. So the insinuation would be that they announced the May release date with the intention of delaying it again to the winter, which just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. Some of these are funny. I hope it releases in May. Those people going on a podcast and social saying it will delay is because they don't have anything else to feed content from to make view, time, money, and such. The one pure fact is that nobody knows until it actually happens. But based on Rockstar Games' track record, including for Red Dead Redemption 2, is that they never, to this point, delayed with a specific date. They only actually delayed when it was a release window, i.e. fall 25 is an example of a release window. So until it happens, there is no founded evidence to support. Otherwise, as it would just be the first time delayed without a specific date. Yes. And this goes back to what we were initially saying. In the past, how Rockstar has handled it is when they give a release window, as here, release window, fall 2017, trailer number 1. Trailer number 2, spring 2018, delayed. Effectively the same period of time, right? They go from the fall of 1 year to the spring of the next, which is the same as GTA going from the end of 25 to early 26. Now they again delayed it, but they gave it a specific date. And so in the past, when they have chosen a specific date, they stick to that date and they hit that date. So when they choose a day, they're locked in. That's at least what it has been in the past. And in the case of GTA 6, I think that that's also compelling, that they felt confident enough to give it an actual day and to land there. I think that that's reasonable to conclude that they are confident there. Also, you thirsty boys, look, this is the most replayed section. Is there unbelievable? You dirty, dirty guys. Look at that. I do think that this will be incredible, though. I'm very excited. This also, yeah, that also is replayed a lot. Dude, the gooning is out of control. Out of control. What's another spot? What do you think this is going to be? Okay. Explosions, that's fair. Some people beating each other up. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, it was like trailer 1 was also like this. Trailer number 1, the most replayed spot. Where was it? Yeah, it's like literally right here. It's like, can I say I'm surprised? Not really. But I do think that this will be, it's going to be massive. I don't buy into necessarily the argument, though, that it's going to be delayed purely because of the holiday sales, because it's not like they didn't know about the holidays when they put it in May. Like, if they delay it, it's because it needs more time. But historically, when they give a specific date, they land on that date and they don't have to delay it again. But there's a first time for everything. And at the end of the day, we ultimately don't know. We just don't know. I think it could make sense. I can see some hints and insinuations one way or the other, but ultimately it just is up in the air, and time will tell. But it's fun to talk about because it's once we get some stuff actually coming, we had a gameplay trailer. There's going to be a bajillion videos about it. There's going to be just so much stuff. There's entire YouTube channels that still exist to this day that primarily blew up because of Red Dead Redemption 2. It's going to happen again with GTA 6. It's one of those big moments in gaming that happens once every like 7 to 8 years, and I'm here for it. It's going to be fun. He took my thing.